Welcome to Austin, Texas and the FloMarching Studios for tonight's edition of Taking the Field. I'm Emily Tanner-Patterson and I'm joined this week by Stephen Howard. Stephen,
Hi.
welcome.
Thanks for having me back. Appreciate it.
It's been a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
so remind the folks at home just who you are.
So I'm a band director here in Austin, Texas, and I'm an alumni of the Crossman Drum and Bugle Corps. Go Bones.
And it is home show week for ye
That's
old
right.
bones.
Yeah, all right. Exciting stuff for them, performing in the Alamodome in San Antonio. Home show for sure.
And so we, as Texas Drum Corps fans, are very excited about this week in Drum Corps land because this is the week the Corps finally come to us.
Yep, they have landed.
They have landed, and in true Texas fashion, we have welcomed them with utterly shoe-melting, exhausting, terrifying levels of heat.
Yeah, triple digits. This is no fun, and I really, it sounds like the DCI is doing a lot of great stuff right now to, think about the performer's health and safety in mind. They've done a couple of things for tonight.
Yeah, so we may be coming to you a little later than you expected because DCI did push back the start of both of the two Texas shows tonight, DCI North Texas in Denton, as well as DCI Central Texas in Belton, which is north of Austin. They pushed both those show times back an hour to let temperatures cool off just a little bit. It looks like in Belton tonight, we've got the heat warnings up on the screen for our viewers at home.
Yeah.
Temperatures could go anywhere from 103 to 110.
Yeah.
That's hot even for here.
Oh yeah, I mean it's this week has been a definite wave, getting into triple digits now and breaking even some records for us, it looks like. So those heat indexes, reaching up to excess of 110, that's dangerous.
Fun.
That's dangerous. Yeah.
So we encourage those of you guys who are going out to shows tonight to drink lots of water and stay. Yes. We came ready to go. Even here in the FloMarching Studios.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
We'll be hydrating.
Yeah,
Is that what
sure.
you tell your band kids,
That's
Stephen?
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, hydrate
Right.
or dihydrate.
So, in addition to the later showtimes tonight, DCI, there's not going to be any scores tonight, Stephen.
That's right. Just commentary from the judges, a good opportunity for the chorus to get some feedback during this time of year, which is a good thing. But it looks like no uniforms, so the members get a chance to wear something a little lighter for the performance. And then, like you said, pushed it back an hour to maybe get that sun down a little bit more, get the temperatures dropping just a little bit, just make it a little more comfortable for everybody.
So even though there won't be any scores tonight, we want to let you know that it's our opportunity to judge the chorus tonight.
Yeah.
So Stephen and I have not only some predictions for you here in a couple minutes,
Yeah.
but we'll be generating some feedback and some scores for you tonight. And you also have the opportunity to weigh in. Go to FloMarching.com or visit us on any of our social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or via the FloMarching app. And you can register your preference as fan favorite. There's a poll up on our homepage and also linked on all of those social media accounts, and you can vote for who your fan favorite of the evening is.
Yeah, this is super cool, and I think it's a great opportunity for the viewers at home to have a little bit of voice, and so we definitely want to hear from you, so definitely visit that link.
And we'll report back after the show who won, both from your two armchair experts in the studio, but also from who is our fan favorite. And I believe there's some opportunities to potentially weigh in on some captions as well. Fan favorite.
Yeah, I think on the link there they have a couple different links. Once you get to that page of different polls, you can take us with that. So it's a lot of cool stuff to choose from.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at who Stephen and I like for tonight. Stephen, I'm going to go first.
Please do.
Ladies first.
Yes.
So, of the chorus tonight, actually, let's take a look at who's at the show tonight so you know who we had to choose from. Sorry about that, guys. Tonight, we're going to start off with a sound sport team that is brand new to the activity.
Yeah, Compass.
Compass, coming out of Midland, and they'll be first up at 7:05 even before the national anthem. So stay tuned for Compass right after Taking the Field.
Yeah.
They will be followed by the Guardians, which is a hometown team for us.
Yeah, Texas team.
open class team that is currently, I believe, third, which is pretty darn high when you consider some of those open class groups coming off the West Coast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In world class, we'll have Pioneer, followed by Jersey Surf, and then Seattle Cascades. And rounding out the first half, we have Genesis, which is another Texas core. They should have a really strong representation tonight because this is essentially their home show.
Yeah, home team from Austin, Texas, yeah.
Yep, and then we'll have a very brief taking the field during intermission. And then the second half, starting at 9:12.
Pacific Crest, yeah. And so I haven't seen them since they came out early season, so I'm excited to see them again. Following them, Spirit of Atlanta. The Oregon Crusaders, followed by the Blue Stars, Madison Scouts, and the Boston Crusaders.
And then, of course, because we don't have scores from the field, it'll be scores here in the studio with the two of us and your fan favorites. So please join us after the show for more Taking the Field.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you know who's at the show tonight, let's take a look at who I think is going to be the top 5. So I think no contest in fifth place Pacific Crest. Of all of those sort of 12th on down teams that we're going to see tonight, they've come out the strongest.
Yeah.
Followed now here between 3 and 4. I know this was a judgment call. You and I maybe have come to different results on this, but I just have to believe in Madison Scouts, and this is their 80th anniversary year. They're going to give it their whole heart, Stephen.
I like that. Good pun.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
All right, so I think they may edge out Spirit of Atlanta. Spirit's been very strong this year, but I'm putting Spirit in 4th, Madison in 3rd, with a little shout out to my former partner in crime, TJ Goss, who's their tenor tech. Then, of course, I think there's no contest, Blue Stars in 2nd, and then Boston Crusaders topping the night.
For sure. Yeah, and I think we agree on most of this. You know, I think that Boston's we're going to run away with this show. So I would agree that I would put Boston and Blue Stars in the top 2 spots. But I've got a joke for you. Are you ready? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Spirit of Atlanta. And I think Spirit of Atlanta with their show Knock I think they're on the rise. We're going to see a little bit more about them later and get a chance to talk about that a little bit more. I think Spirit is topping Madison Scouts tonight.
Okay.
Madison Scouts still a great show, fun show. What I think about them, you know, is that is a core that has got a lot of fight in them and a lot of grit, and I'm excited to see how they continue that throughout the season. I think that Spirit right now is just they're on a little bit of a surge, and so I think that's going to keep propelling them just a little bit ahead. And I agree with you about some of those northwestern cores that we see on the lineup tonight. Pacific Crest probably solidly in there in 5th place.
Excellent. So, of those two, Boston Crusaders and Blue Stars, looking a little further at what they've been doing in the last week, the FloMarching staff was out checking out some rehearsal, and we have some footage. We talked last week about the Marimba Spiritual percussion feature in Boston's show.
Hot tune.
And we have footage of them getting better at that particular segment.
All right.
Pretty intense, huh?
Great stuff. Great stuff. And you know, we see some of those little moments early season, and you think this can't get any better, and there they are, just so much better. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure, according to the staff, that it darn well better get better.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And you could see how close that staff gets, or staffs in general.
Oh yeah, in their face, hype. That's what it's all about.
So do guard staffs get that close? Because, you know, you got that. All right. So you can see on your screen at home, viewers, how these two corps stacked up last week at the St. Louis show, Sunday night, the Midwestern Championship, Stephen. Yeah. Boston Crusaders at this point in the season, a good solid 4 points ahead of the Blue Stars.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing is, you know, where we expect to see them, you know, in visual caption, almost a full point ahead. I mean, a point and a half in GE and music, respectively. You know, the Boston Crusaders really have been just solidly excellent all season so far, and they're just getting better. So, but let's check out some stuff from the Blue Stars and Boston Crusaders as well.
So this is the we don't have sound on this, but this is the same moment in the show, just some different views, some Showtime views, and you can see just the level of design and performance is just so high for this group, and Boston has been on a rise for the last couple of years. Blue Stars also, in their own way, has been on a rise the last couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the Carpenter show this year, we've talked a lot this season. They've taken some massive visual risks.
Oh, yeah.
The inclusion of lots of sort of implements that you typically would not see. There's a lot of detailing that has to go into the use of all of this wood in the guard element, right, Stephen?
Oh yeah, and I mean, look at what they're, even their vocabulary or what they're doing just with a 2x4. I mean, it's pretty amazing, and certainly presents its own challenges without, you know, a traditional piece of equipment.
And then, of course, marching in work boots. I would not want to have to take on that challenge.
And from what I understand, I think it's more of like a spat that covers the shoe. Oh. So I think that they're actually probably more comfortable than a work boot. But, you know, one of the things that I saw early season that was a little bit of a question for me was, especially with all that yellow on their feet, I felt like that was a real big visual risk. And it seems to have not, you know.
Aprons on the body and,
that's right,
and the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely.
So we can see the evolution of show design from just a couple of years ago that a lot of corps are going to a full costuming now instead of more iconic uniform choices.
That's right, yeah. For better or worse, it's there.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Well, speaking of scores and rises, we had some startling information about Spirit of Atlanta.
Oh, man.
This corps is on fire. Pardon the bad Texas heat pun. No. But this corps is on fire this year. So we have last year's scores and this year's scores there for you. And you can see that last year at this time, 69.55, they were a full almost 10 points lower, Stephen, than where they are right now. At a 77.35.
It's incredible, and this is what you want to see. I mean, you know, from year to year, for the most part, they are now where they ended last year. You know what I'm saying? If you look at those two championship score right there, 77.45. I mean, pretty much right there, and so this is attributed to many factors. I know you guys talked about last time. Sal Salas, an incredible designer, a great show that is a great product for the kids to execute well. I mean, so this is growth, what we want to see.
Yeah, we've both experienced as band directors that when you hit that sweet spot of the design, the music, the drill, the challenges being exactly what your students can execute at a really high level, you're able to really clean to a high level. The students can always feel great about their performance. They're not trying to reach well beyond what they're going to be able to achieve. And it feels like this design team is now gelled enough. They've kind of got the processes down. They're starting to hit that sweet spot, and obviously the rewards are quite tangible.
And kudos to the admin for putting together that staff and really making this happen for them. So that, you know, it's exciting to see this corps, you know, getting back to a little bit more in the spotlight.
Competitive glory.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So who are you excited to see tonight, Stephen?
Well, I mean, like I mentioned before, I haven't seen Pacific Crest for a while, so I'm excited to see their show again and how much that corps has developed. I'm really honestly excited to see Boston again. Even though it's not going to be in uniform, I think one of the, you know, I kind of almost had to like play like fantasy drum corps director for a second. If I couldn't wear uniforms tonight, what would I do? And what I would do if I was Boston's visual staff is I would take some old clothing and rip it all to shreds and have them, I mean, right, is it, lost and found, right? They're lost on they're marooned on an island. So I would go full tilt on it and just put like, I mean, have the kids cut it up, rub it in dirt, you know, do all that, like make them look.
So you think there may have been a Goodwill run today?
Listen. Yeah, or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, everybody get the clothes that you haven't washed since move-ins and throw them on, like, and let's rip it up a little bit. I really think that's a great opportunity to really kind of go all in on that theme and design choice. So we'll see if they take my advice. You know, I don't know. Maybe I get a call from Boston Crusaders tonight, ask me to join them on stuff. I don't know. You know, anything's possible. You know, so.
Don't you have band camp starting next week,
Oh,
Stephen?
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm really excited obviously for all the course, but I'm excited in particular for two. I have not seen Guardians yet this season.
Oh, right, yeah.
Up and coming world-class corps. You know, I know a fair number of the staff because they're based here locally. Yeah. But their shows are always very exciting, and it's to quote my good friend Daniel Montoya, it feels great to be a Guardians. So I can't wait to see what they have in store tonight. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely, every time. Yeah. And then, of course, speaking of Boston, there's been rumblings for the last week or two that they have more of production than what they've put on the field thus far. New ending or more ending. Right. We're not really sure which.
The story continues somehow.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting to see if they introduce that tonight. It'll be an opportunity for them to, you know, perform it prior to San Antonio.
Exactly. You know. And there is critique tonight, you know, that opportunity for the judges and the staffs to talk and interact, and it would be a great opportunity for them to get a first read on that additional content. Yeah. And to show it off, even without all the trappings of the uniforms. Right. So I'm curious to see whether that happens.
Yeah. But still a great show tonight, even though without the uniforms. I know that's going to be kind of a bummer for the fans that are traveling out to see the show. They get to brave the heat with the corps. But honestly, you know, it's the best decision. I applaud DCI for, you know, making the hard call to put the performer safety in mind.
Student safety always has to come first for all of the organizations, all of the corps, and for DCI as an organization. So, so it's still going to be a great show tonight. We hope that you're looking forward to DCI Central Texas, which will take place in just about 10 minutes. We'll be back with you both at intermission and after the show. We want to remind you, help us out. Go to that link, FloMarching.com. Vote for your fan favorite. We'll report them after the show. And we're going to take you now to the field in Belton, Texas.